What is going on, everybody? Welcome to our second pregame live show. This one for the NBA Finals. Tone, DC, Danny, Daniel, whatever. Here to talk some pre-game 5. 2-2 in the series. It couldn't get any closer. Danny, how are you doing tonight?
It's a great night. Some non-finals news. Wiseman just got some injection in his foot. It looks like he's cleared to go for Summer League. Should be good for the Warriors, but that can't help him right now.
Yep, that's good news. Talented player. First thing I wanted to get into was Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown for tonight. A lot of the talk has been around these two guys, but
That way.
this guy. But anyway, the talk around them too, a lot this finals because they're on the national stage. A lot of people the talk has been, Brown's playing better than Tatum, and Tatum might not even be the guy on the team. As a Celtics fan, I love Jaylen Brown. I love Jason Tatum. Don't split them up. I want y'all to know, as good as you guys think Jaylen Brown is playing, I think he's actually playing bad.
I mean, he's not playing bad. What I'll say is this.
He's not playing to his standards.
He is playing like a top 10 player in the world for the first 5 minutes.
First 5 minutes, I'll take him over a lot of dudes.
I'll take him over Kawhi.
Wow.
The first 5 minutes?
First 5 minutes? No, I don't know about that. It's Kawhi, yeah.
He is cooking people in the first 5, but where does he go with the rest of the game? He has like 16 points in the first 5 minutes.
Games. And then he's finished with like 22. To be averaging, I would have to look up his first quarter points. I mean, he must be averaging at least 10 in the first quarter, but to be averaging 12 or 22 for the series,
can't be good.
It's tough.
Can't be good.
Tatum, obviously, he's not been shooting the ball well. And people can say his playmaking is doing well. He is 4 turnovers away from having the most turnovers ever in a playoff run, which that can be due to more games and all this stuff, but you got to take care of the ball better. And you got to stop foul hunting. He loses a lot of his turnovers aren't because of bad passes. He's a great passer. His assist numbers are showing. He's averaging 22, 7, and 7.
I mean, as much as we're talking about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum right now, Steph Curry also falls off the face of the planet. He's having a big,
in some quarters, yes.
In the fourth quarter of a couple games, he just wasn't around. But
the last fourth quarter, him and his team stepped up. His team stepping up allowed him to step up. And with Tatum and Brown, Tatum is playing way below his expectations. His shoulder, he must have a torn shoulder or something.
He might have,
because there's no other way to explain how poorly he is shooting the ball. Because if you look back just at the Milwaukee series, he's smoother. He is attacking the paint a lot, but he's missing bunnies. He's missing free throws, which is very uncharacteristic of him. I believe he's like an 80%, 85% free throw shooter.
But I look back and say, the dude that was drafted 2 spots ahead of Jason Tatum had a shoulder injury.
Yeah, but
they're very different players.
I think Tatum would shoot left-handed better than Markelle Fultz
at the free throw line. Correct.
But as good as people think Brown's been playing, he's really playing under expectations. We understand, and we've seen this a lot. He'll start off really hot and then he just falls off. But that's not something you can really have in the NBA Finals. You got to play the full 48, and same with Jason Tatum. But I do expect them to step up tonight. You don't really want to fall down 3-2. Yes, if you lose this game, you're going back home and all that, but you'd much rather win the game and then be going back home.
If you win this game and go back home, you can't tell me the Garden is not the place to close it out.
The first time you could really, and the last time they won a championship, they closed it out in 6 against Kobe Bryant, all-time great talent. So
here's my thing: if they win tonight and they come back to the Garden and lose, can they get it done in Chase?
They've done it with Miami. But
in a Game 7 NBA Finals with a young team.
But Miami and Chase Center is ecstatic. I mean, it's no Oracle Arena, but they get loud.
We did see what happened last time Steph Curry played in the Game 7.
We also seen what happened last time Draymond played in the Game 7. But
we did.
Draymond dropped that 30-point triple-double. Dropped that LeBron.
He felt like Dante DiVincenzo in the national championship game.
That one game draft took him so far.
He wasn't going to be Lazy Adams ball boy or something like that. And now he's
he was probably going to be a second round talent. He was still pretty good.
He was drafted second, wasn't he?
He was drafted in the first.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was drafted like late first round.
Yeah.
But I expect Tatum and Brown to have a much better game, especially from Jason Tatum. Backs against the wall. Everyone's been waiting for this classic Jason Tatum, Kobe-like performance. Yeah, you're performing like Kobe, all right, in the first round against the Jazz. That's how he's playing.
I was listening to the radio today. They said, come get your free bet. Tatum over 25, Brown over 25, Curry over 30. If that happens, this is the best game of all time.
That would be up there with some of the greatest playoff duels in NBA history.
Hands down.
You got two young guys, both entering their prime, going against the greatest shooter in NBA history. Yeah, it's been fun so far. But you'd much rather see stars hitting their shots. Curry's doing his thing. We know this. We're just waiting for Tatum and Brown to do it consistently.
What they need to do is do it, get a big lead, or actually show up to play basketball in the third quarter. Because if they come out at halftime cold, here's the thing: they played basketball in the third quarter last game, but they didn't play hard in the fourth.
In game. So in game 3, the third quarter, the Celtics actually finished it tied, or they only lost by 2, which is huge. That is very huge. And they need something like that again, but they cannot fall apart in the fourth quarter how the old Celtics would. They had this game won. I was with Parker Ainsworth. We went live after game 4, which we're going live after game 5. Find them on FN Sports, Belly Up, Hoops, Painsworth 512. Yeah, everywhere. We're gonna be live. We're gonna be live after the game. But me and him were chatting, and it's just like I told him for about 43 minutes of the game, that was Boston's game.
Yeah.
And the last 5 minutes, you're up 94-90. Wiggins into offensive rebound putback. Curry's coming down the court. Brown and Tatum go to double Curry. And that's great. You got to smother him, but they left Klay Thompson wide open.
You want to hear the
not a good recipe. Not a recipe for
Kevon Looney. You cannot let that man score. Like he's not good enough to be scoring.
I think he can do whatever he wants. I don't know. The biggest thing for Boston is they got to stop the drop coverage. I get it's supposed to throw a different idea to the screener, but they really got to stop. It's not working. I think Steph Curry has to be shooting at least 80% on drop coverages this series.
He might be, and I guess their idea is sometime he'll miss, but you're not playing a full NBA season. You're playing against the best shooter of all time.
Yep, and it's a best 2 out of 3 now. You got 2 games minimum to figure it out.
This is where Ime might earn his wings.
Ime has I've said this. Ime has outcoached every single coach he's played against. Steve Nash isn't saying much. Steve Nash has put out some horrible rotations. I think with slightly better coaching, that series just completely goes the other way.
Brett Brown's a better coach than Steve Nash.
They're both horrible. I think they both would have lost that series.
Brett Brown's still better.
Brett Brown stinks.
He's still better than Steve Nash.
Next series, he outcoaches Mike Budenholzer. The Celtics outplayed the Bucks in 6 of the 7 games, and it came down to his players executing, and it didn't happen. Eric Spoelstra, again, another series where you outplayed him for roughly like 4 or 5 of the 7 games, but you simply choke. Game 3, you got all the way back, you choked it away. And then game 6, you got all the way back, you took the lead, you choked it away, 17-6 run. But Kerr has been simply outcoaching him so far. I truly believe that. As much as Steph Curry has been absolutely amazing, Kerr has been just as great. The Otto Porter switch last game is very underrated because it allowed Looney to get with different it allowed him to get with like different lineups, and at the end he kind of did this football thing where he was rotating, putting Draymond in for defense but not offense, and it ended up going really well. But we're gonna move on to a topic. It's kind of almost like a LeBron-esque thing where it's like Curry, if he loses series, does it hinder his legacy? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Does the finals loss make Steph Curry not be top 10 all time?
I think a win
No.
helps his case.
A finals
A
loss
loss-
doesn't take him outside. He's already done too much.
Yeah, well, he's not top 10 for me. He's about like 12, 13 area. A top 10,
I'm saying at the end of his career, he will be top 10. I don't think he can do.
he has to do more.
He still has to do
Like
a
he
little
said
more.
himself, he has nothing left to prove. He's a top 15 basketball player of all time. He's the greatest shooter we ever seen, and he's the second best point guard of all time already.
Yeah.
But if he were to win a championship, get the Finals MVP, there are guys. Most people's lists have Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell already at like 9, 10, and a lot of people's reasoning is like
rings.
Well, they are truly great. They are two of the greatest and best basketball players of all time.
That's why they're on the Canes wall.
They are a little piece of the floor on there. But Steph Curry finally getting that Finals MVP, winning a Finals at age 34 against historically one of the best defenses in modern NBA history, against I mean, they're not like a super deep team, but you got a lot of guys who can shoot it.
Marcus
and
Smart.
when you look back on it, you could easily make a narrative out of it. He beat first team All NBA Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, one of the best Robins in the NBA, in my opinion.
He's not a Robin. They're Batman and Batman.
Yeah, they're Batman and Nightwing. If you know your DC, yeah.
I am DC.
He is DC. And then you got Marcus Smart. You look back on it, first guard to win D points since Gary Payton. Everyone's gonna look back at the Al Horford years like, oh, he was so great. He's actually not that good.
And they're playing Gary Payton's son.
Yeah, and that would be quite the story. But Curry, if he loses this, I put nothing against him. I think his role players are playing pretty solid. Wiggins has been playing solid. We talked about this earlier. Klay Thompson is playing pretty solid. He could be better. Klay could be a little more like Klay. Draymond has been non-existent. And that needs to change immediately.
Yeah.
Like even in game 2, like
he's bad, bro.
In game 2, he did not play that well. Like the stats will never look good for him, but he did a great job at it wasn't like some like off-ball move, like simply getting in the Celtics' head. It blew the game away.
Yeah. Because
they were like, we can't get physical because the whistle's not going to go our way. The second guy will always get caught.
Marcus Smart should just take out Steph Curry.
But don't do that. Curry, a loss does nothing for his legacy. He's still, I believe, the 12th greatest basketball player of all time. But if he wins, we will have some talks. We'll definitely have some talks. I don't think a loss hinders his legacy at all. He's been great.
He's been
truly great.
Does a team that wins tonight win the series? Because I don't think a team's winning 2 straight.
Well, I actually, when we were on the pregame live show, I'm talking with Parker. My original pick was Celtics in 7. We both had Celtics in 7. After the Celtics won game 1, and then the Warriors beat them in game 2, I was like, I'm gonna take Boston in 6 now. I said that after they lost because I didn't see them losing at home, but it happened. But I already switched it up. I can't switch it up anymore. Celtics in 6 is my pick. So if they win tonight, I'm gonna pick them, of course, to go win in 6. But there's a man who has something to say about, losing game 6s. You don't take that too lightly. Klay Thompson. He's been great. But vice versa, if the Warriors win tonight, Tatum doesn't take game 6s too lightly either, as he had 46 against Milwaukee. If you go watch that game, I was talking about this earlier, he looks so much smoother.
Yeah.
He looks more comfortable getting to the rack. His shot just looks so good. This series, I don't know if it's the defense. I don't know if it's the shoulder. He's got to snap out of it. He has to start playing well. He has to start matching the man across from him.
I mean,
he's gone shot for shot with Giannis, shot for shot with Jimmy Butler, and he's outperformed Kevin Durant. Steph, you gotta step up. Jaylen Brown won't outperform Steph Curry. Marcus Smart ain't gonna do it. Derek White ain't gonna do it. Prove you're a top 5 player. That's me. Like I won't give him a pass for his upgraded playmaking. I'm not gonna do it. You want to be like Kobe motherfucking Bean Bryant? That way. Yeah. Right. You want to be like him? Shoot that fucking ball.
Wear that arm sleeve.
Me and my friend Isaiah were talking about it, man. He loves that drive kick out. Stop that shit. Look, I get it. You're a great playmaker. Get to the foul line.
He probably got that from LeBron.
Enough about Tatum. We'll spin back to Tatum.
Did Jimmy Butler have the best performance in the playoffs so far?
what, the 49-point game?
All of his games against the Celtics.
Not all his games. He had several games under like 10 points.
He had several games where he just like
the
only reason that the Heat were alive.
Well, that's fine, but they probably would have won the series if he just showed up in 2 of those games. I get it. One of them he was hurt, but the next game he came out and dropped like 12. And that's what holds him back from being one of the top 10 players in the game, because he picks and chooses when he wants to turn it on. A lot of players, they want it on at all times. That's the difference. Like Kawhi Leonard. For someone who doesn't take the regular season seriously, the dude averages 28. So, I mean,
that's load management.
I mean, hey, however you got to get it done. That's just.
Would you rather him average 22 and play every game, or 28 and play like 60% of the games?
28 and play 60% of the games, because Kawhi Leonard has 2 championships and Jimmy Butler is 0.
And Tatum better have 1.
Tatum will hopefully get 1. But moving on to some role players who need to get their rings. Role players need to step up. I actually want to start with the Warriors. Outside of the obvious, Klay needs to step up. We know this. Draymond needs to step up, and Wiggins needs to step up. I think someone who it's not kind of a need, but if they start hitting their shots, it'd be really helpful. If Otto Porter could like hit his corner threes, that'd be huge. He's a
7-point possession last time. That's insane, bro.
Yeah, like
Celtics cannot let that happen. That really made them lose.
that is tough. Like you're up by 9.
I think they're by 12.
It was something like that. But let's say it was 9. You're coming back down on defense. You're up nearly by 10. You're coming back down. You're only up by 2. Like it's inexcusable. And that wasn't the main reason why they lost. The main reason they lost was the crumbling down the fourth quarter. But
I mean, if that doesn't happen, that's 3 other possessions. They could have milked the clock away. It would have been much closer.
They could have. A role player I think could be huge tonight, who's coming back for his first game since game 1, is Andre Iguodala. While he's so old and
he sucks.
He's
a liability.
He's not a liability. I'm telling you, Hall of Fame coach Steve Kerr wouldn't put him out there if he was a liability.
I think Jason Tatum can make him a liability.
I hope Andre Iguodala guards Jason Tatum. Trust me, I know. But he, like Max Kellerman said, if Steph Curry or Andre Iguodala for the shot, I want Iguodala. If Iguodala can hit his threes, same with Otto Porter. If they're hitting their shots off of Curry and Draymond's playmaking, that could be huge. Because when Steph Curry making a 3 is completely demoralizing, but you expect it. But when other guys you don't expect are hitting their threes, the game's going to get out of reach, because then the Celtics guys are just going to want to start jacking up, and it's not going to be a pretty look.
There's a different feeling. You see Steph get the ball, and you're just like, damn, he's going to make this shot.
Yeah, he's going. We're going to be down. Get back on defense. It is what it is. But man, Otto Porter puts that thing up, and you're like, all right, let's get the board, let's get back down. But he hit that. It's a little different. If Draymond Green hits a 3, the place might explode, because it's not only he's been missing his shots. He's not even
taking shots.
He's averaging 2 a game. These are some of the worst misses I've ever seen.
They
are hitting the wedges.
He's shooting like
he got, like the little picture, like he shoot like he got a backpack on. He like one of them kids
who in 2K.
He comes in like I don't know. He has to make an impact on the game in a different way. And Draymond Green, I told you I want to bring up Draymond Green as someone who needs to step up. It's obvious. You cannot, like, Jaylen Brown is looking at this man and he thinks it's food. And it is. He is scoring on Draymond every single time in the ISO. I've never watched, as long as Draymond's been in the league, I don't think I've ever seen LeBron James get Draymond on him and call an ISO. Jaylen Brown is playing with such a great mentality and so much poise that and that's great as long as he can keep it for the entire game.
Yeah.
But Draymond simply can't let that happen.
What I'll say, won't let that happen. The 2 role players that need to step up, because the Warriors are essentially 1 player and a bunch of role players
right now, and that's tough to say.
It's Steph Curry and a bunch of role players.
Oh, Jordan Poole needs to step up.
Jordan Poole.
Oh my God.
And Klay Thompson are the main people that need to step up if the Warriors want to win.
Poole is averaging a good 12, 2, and 2 right now.
Yeah, part of it is that he's not having the shots.
Well, part of him he doesn't want to take them.
He doesn't want to take them.
He's not as aggressive as the Nuggets series.
Yeah,
because
it's because the Nuggets don't have good guards.
Yeah, and
you can't be reliant on Nikola Jokic to defend.
He can only do so much.
He's decent on defense, but he's not better.
It's
I mean, if you have Jamal
Look,
Murray,
I'm not gonna get into the Jokic and Embiid thing, but if
you
you
have
swap,
Mr. Instagram Live, Jamal Murray.
wow,
If he's out there, maybe he can
No.
guard Steph a little bit.
No.
But
no,
actually, he won't guard Steph.
There's
he,
not
he
a-
might be able to go tick for tack.
there
with him.
isn't a human on this world who can guard Steph Curry nor go tick for tack with him. No one on this planet can go shot for shot with Steph Curry, and that was the problem with a lot of the Cavs teams. You get J.R. Smith, you get Kyle Korver, you get all these dudes. You are not out shooting this man. And while the Celtics have done a pretty good job at it,
Bro, why has Matthew Dellavedova played better defense than a lot of people on Steph Curry?
Because he simply doesn't care about foul trouble. He doesn't care, and this was kind of like Steph was obviously he's on his way up, but this was his first finals run.
He was cooking him though.
Yeah. He's that's what I said. He's gonna cook anybody, but Delly, I think all right. Kyrie goes down, and it's like, all right, I need to find a way to help LeBron. Like I have to find a way to help this team, and Delly is a phenomenal player.
Don's Delly.
What are you gonna do with Steph Curry? No, nothing.
Yeah, you can.
You'll get him for a couple games. You might get him for a couple possessions, but nah. And that's the thing. Like we're tasking Marcus Smart with guarding him, but I love Marcus Smart. I think he can guard anybody in this league. Not him. Not him.
He's not guarding anybody other than some casual ones.
Are you saying he can't guard elite ones?
No, he can guard like Damian Lillard if he wants.
The only point guard he can't lock down is Steph Curry.
I don't know. I feel like people can get physical with him, or he can guard. He can't guard the people that are like, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot over you."
Yeah, he can't guard taller people. That's why I said point guards.
No, I'm saying
Like, no, trust me. I watched Jimmy Butler torch Marcus Smart for a couple games because Butler does a good job getting to his mid range, driving deep, and just getting over people.
one of the worst moments of the Celtics playoffs. We'll talk worst moments for both teams, and then we'll go into our predictions.
Well, we didn't even talk about Celtics players who need to step up yet, but we'll get to that. We'll talk about the Celtics role players need to step up. Grant Williams, no excuse. I guess I'm weird for having high standards for Grant Williams. Grant Williams, you can't guard jack shit off the dribble, and if you're not hitting your corner threes, what you're worth.
He looks like he to be frank, he's a bitch. He's bitching right now. He gets the ball and just passes it right back to whoever he wants.
I mean, he just needs to do a better job. He needs to step up on the threes on defense, and when you get your shots in the corner, you got to make them. I watched him in the Bucks series. This dude was electric. Like he was actually amazing. I was a huge fan, but
Brad Wanamaker would be so good right now for them.
No, you would not. We don't need any more guards who simply shoot.
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo. You know how I feel about Lonzo. I wanted Lonzo on the Celtics for a while.
Sign trade. Oh, man.
Oh, we got Marcus now. Marcus Smart's another player who needs to step up. Marcus Smart needs to realize he is the primary playmaker on this team. You're a great passer. Marcus Smart is the only person on the planet who will call his own number. And he does it a little too often.
I won't say they need to step up. It's the X factor. Al Horford.
If
he's playing well, there's no getting
yeah, they don't really lose if Al Horford's playing great on defense and he's hitting his shots. But again, if he's not hitting his shots, just like Grant, what's your real value? You can't guard ball handlers, and you're the main reason Steph Curry's scoring, him and Rob Williams, because they're not defending the screen. Or they're not stepping up on the screens, and that's going to be huge. Robert Williams, I wouldn't even say he needs to step up. He has been playing absolutely great. Anyone who watches the games know if a player drives and Robert Williams in the game, there is a chance he is evaporating the ball. Like,
bro is a minute bowl.
There is no one better at sending the ball farther. Like, so Hassan Whiteside was really good with snatches. Rudy Gobert is good at just getting like a hand on it, but
DeAndre Jordan was good.
Robert Williams plays volleyball with a basketball. Like it's truly amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah. But Grant needs to step up. Al needs to step up. Derek White's been playing good and aggressive. Just got to end up hitting
everyone
shots.
Except for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Jason Tatum needs to step the hell up, but he's a role player, so he's not in this conversation.
So
yeah,
we'll get into the worst moments for both teams.
This series or this playoffs?
The whole playoffs. For me, it's got to be when the Celtics had to play in Aaron Naismith. It's like that's got to be a low.
Against the Heat in Game 1.
He was getting cooked.
But he got 4 blocks. He got 4
He was still
blocks,
getting
but for
cooked.
someone who is labeled the best shooter of his draft, he can't really.
He was
shoot
still
that well.
getting cooked for having 4 blocks.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler was walking him down.
Yeah. It was tough, but not a lot of people can guard Jimmy Butler, and
That's got to be
but to be
low.
thrown in the fryer when you had no expectation to play, it's sick.
That's got to be really low.
One
for
thing
the Celtics,
me and Isaiah and Giovanni were talking about, we were like, give Peyton Pritchard's minutes to Aaron Naismith.
Why?
Because Pritch can't guard anything, and if Pritch isn't going to hit his shots anyway, you might as well throw Aaron Naismith in because he can guard, and sure, he's not hitting his shots, and he's kind of shooting like Draymond, but they're going to respect it.
Isn't he slower, though, on defense?
No, he's a lengthier. He's you can't really shoot over him too well unless you're, like, taller. But there's no one on that team who's walking him down.
Pritch on Steph?
Pritch can't guard Steph Curry.
I mean, Aaron Naismith on Steph?
I wouldn't put him on Steph. I would still keep Marcus Smart on Steph, but
How about Clay?
I think Aaron Naismith would be a good matchup with Andrew Wiggins. Not over like Tatum or Brown, of course,
They're
but
kind of the same player.
yeah, I think I would really hope Aaron Naismith turned into Andrew Wiggins. I don't think anyone has ever said that about a player of theirs. But if he could become Andrew Wiggins, elite defense, give me like 15 a night, that'd be great. I mean, he's never gonna give me 15.
He's never getting
a
that
night.
minutes.
He's never get. Yeah, hopefully next season that changes. But yeah, that to have Aaron Naismith in the game is super rough.
Very rough.
I think the worst moment for Boston, was simply last game. You had a chance to go up 3-1. You had the lead with 5 minutes left, and you turned away
think
from.
That's worse than going down 30.
Well, they only lost that game by 11, so
Yeah, but that was bad.
they only lost the game by 11. So I wasn't, and I was on the road, whatever. But you're home, and you blow it. You were about to go up 3-1 on Steph Curry, and
I mean the Warriors did the same stuff though.
no,
right?
it's tough though. What do you mean?
They blew a home lead.
That could be their worst moment, definitely, because they steamrolled through the West. So
I'll tell you what their worst moment is.
What?
If John Morant was fully healthy,
they were still blowing them out. It doesn't matter.
And I don't know, this Grizzlies team, Taylor Jenkins just got an extension.
They were getting blown out.
This Grizzlies team going forward,
No, yeah,
it's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, but they're never going to win until John Morant wants to become a true point
Unless
guard.
Elvis Presley comes back alive, Memphis Pride, and it comes back and helps them, they can't.
They won't win anything until John Morant buys into the system.
They need one more piece.
It's not that. John Morant needs to become a true point guard. He refuses to be a true point guard.
Do you think they're winning games with him not dropping 40?
They've lost games with him dropping 40, and there's also times down the stretch where he thinks a dunk is important in a situation where you're down 5. His basketball IQ down the stretch shrinks, and that record without him is no joke. Not that they're not winning a finals with him. No way. That's not going to happen. But if your all-star point guard were to buy in, it'd be insane. It's like the Boston Celtics in a way, where they had a 4-0 record without Kyrie Irving, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say, oh, they're better without Kyrie, but if Kyrie bought in, if Kyrie became a true playmaker, or it just simply swapped him.
My question, right?
Yeah.
There's a player that the Celtics had that could possibly go get this offseason. He's injury prone. He's eligible for a max, and he hasn't played basketball in a year and a half.
Who are we talking about?
He was drafted in the same draft as John Morant, but he went 1.
They're not getting Zion Williamson.
I mean,
Zion literally is going to sign a $194 million extension with the Pelicans.
If he does,
stop slapping your leg. That sounds so weird.
If he does sign that,
he's signing that extension. He wants to be in New Orleans. He said it several times.
Does he love the combo too much?
Probably, but watch when he's healthy. Just let it be known.
But I have to say, if he gets anywhere outside of them,
when Zion's healthy, he's better than your favorite player.
He would fit perfectly with the Celtics, and it's kind of crazy.
How would he? Wouldn't even. Where would he be fitted? Where would they throw him in?
If he played power forward,
where would they throw him in at?
Power forward, Al, no more Al.
Yeah, if Al's not on the team, but that's going to be an expensive ass team. And trust me, we're not Golden State. We don't got that luxury tax. We're not getting Zion Williamson. Why are we talking about this? He wouldn't fit on the court with Rob anyway. So
Harden for.
We're not. We don't want James Harden either. James Harden.
No, Harden for Zion.
No, Zion wants to be in New Orleans.
It's a joke.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, this. Stop all the talk. Him, Ingram, CJ, bro. They're gonna be a little sneaky next year. They're gonna be a little sneaky.
Trade back for Drew.
No. But on to the Celtics' worst moment of the playoffs has to be that game 4, and
It's rough.
it's all right. They're gonna bounce back. We're gonna talk some predictions for game 5. I wanna look up some betting lines actually. We'll go off of that. Game 5 betting lines. Here, we'll go for some betting odds from CBS Sports. Money line, Golden State, spread 3.5, total over under 211. I'm gonna take the under, of course. I'm gonna take Boston money line. Y'all know me, but I will, and yeah, I'll take Boston money line, Boston spread because I'm gonna pick them to win. Obviously, what are you taking on that one? Is yours the same thing? What do you want? Sporting news?
Yeah.
Well, we might have different odds, but
if you're doing anything, take Jason Tatum over 6.5 assists.
that's a good pick. This one has Curry at 30.5 points.
I take the over.
I take the over. That is a tough over. Tatum 3.5 threes. I think it's time. I think I'm gonna take the over on that. He's gonna end up hitting his shots. I think he had 4 last game. So yeah, game 4 predictions. I guess I'll go first for Boston, and then you can go for the Warriors. I guess Tatum, huge game. This is a legacy game for him. You want to be the next Kobe Bryant? Go out there and prove it. I think he is an ecstatic game. I'm talking 30 plus. I'm talking 5 plus assists, double-digit rebounds. Every time I predict him to have a big game, he doesn't have a big game. So no, actually, he's going to do terrible. He's going to have 12, 5, and 4 with 8 turnovers.
But I'll say I've been pretty on for the Celtics the whole entire playoffs. I got Tatum going for 37, 7, and 10.
That would be an insane legacy game. That'd be tough. I would like that. Jaylen Brown, I'm not asking for much. I just need I need 20 points. I need 20 points. I need 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
I got Jaylen Brown driving 15 points in the first quarter.
And then 20 to finish the game.
And then 5 to end the game.
I hope he can start out hot. Give me like a quick 8. Give me 12 the rest of the game. I think that's fine. I can live with that. I can't live with 16 points in the first and then you finish with 22. I can't live with that. So that's 2 points per quarter for someone who averages like 40 minutes in the series. That's not acceptable.
Oh, no, it's not even 40 minutes because, like, Grant Williams, if he played 40 minutes or Al Horford, he'd be fine. But, like, he's averaging
that's another thing.
And having the ball in his hand.
That's another thing.
Every other possession.
The thing the Warriors do is, like, well, not so much, but in, like, do-or-die games, what stars do is, all right, they got a comfortable lead at the end of the first, second, or third, and then they sit them.
Why?
They sit them for a good minute, a minute and a half. They get that break. It's like a timeout. Yeah. And they're right back out there. And by the time fourth quarter comes, they're good enough to give 12 hard minutes. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown need to start doing that. Because if they're not going to do it with Steph Curry, play as many non-Steph Curry minutes as you can. You have to take advantage of that time because he is on the floor. They are so unbelievably dangerous. But when he's not on the floor, who's creating the offense? Main ball handler is
Jaylen Brown. 20 is easy.
Hey, Amari.
This is very true. Jaylen
Brown, we need a good 20. I hope you see my DM. Amari's a huge Jordan Poole guy, and I told him that he's averaging 12, 2, and 2. So the pool party's not hopping out tonight, and Tyrese Maxey's better. But
Tyrese Maxey is 1,000% better.
I wouldn't say 1,000%. They're going to be tough for so many
years. Crazy?
Jaylen Brown's better.
Jordan Poole will never be better than this guy right here.
Westbrook?
Never be better.
Oh, yeah. He'll never be better than a casual top 10 point guard of all time, guys. Nope. Jordan Poole won't be better than John Stockton. Sorry. Not in my book.
Nope.
What are you talking about? Predictions for the Warriors, though. I actually do have Poole having a good game. While saying that, I need Steph Curry to have a bad game. I think Poole will have a good 20 points. I think he'll do it in a reverse Jaylen Brown way, because he comes off the bench. Third, Amari says easy 17. I got him going for 20. He's going to hit his shots, I think, this game. He's going to be a little more aggressive, because, I mean, the stigma around them is like, oh, Clay wants to still be number 2, and he, like, low-key doesn't like Jordan Poole. I think Jordan Poole, I think it's your time. I think you go become number 2. Like, let them know. You know what I'm saying? I think
I got Clay going for game 5 tonight. I got Clay going for 23.
Well, next game's game 6, so I think he's going to put all his effort into that. I think Klay Thompson actually drops like a dud tonight. I think he's going to have like less than 10 points on some terrible shooting.
I got Jordan Poole doing that. I don't
I
think Jordan
think-
Poole's going to take shots.
I think Jordan Poole. I think he's going to be tonight in the non-Curry minutes. If he's on the floor without Curry, he is the best player on the court. Hence, you got to go get your buckets.
I got Curry dropping 30 plus. I got Wiggins dropping 20 plus.
I have Curry getting 30, but on some pretty bad splits.
Actually, I don't got Wiggins dropping 20 plus. I got him dropping around like 18 to 20.
I got Wiggins dropping the calmest 13 points on like 7 for 15 shooting. No, 13 points, 4 for 15 shooting. Something like that.
like 2 foul shots or something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. Yeah. He'll hit like 4 mid-ranges. No, he'll hit 3 mid-ranges. He'll have a runaway dunk because the Celtics like to let them rim run. Yeah, so I expect big game from Poole, big game from Tatum, big game from Curry in a lesser way. Dud from Thompson, dud from Draymond,
That's from Looney.
dud from Looney, but that's not a
Rob
big deal.
Will,
I
12 points,
my
10 rebounds.
I was gonna get to that. My hot take for the game is Robert Williams. I think he gets a double-double, and then he gets 5+ blocks. I think he's gonna have a huge game. He really does evaporate everything at the rim. And a
hear my
lot of
question,
that-
ready?
Go
If he gets a triple-double with blocks, does he win?
No. You think he said this at the gym earlier that if Curry plays bad and Andrew Wiggins has 2 good games in a row, he'll get Finals
He
MVP.
could.
No, he won't.
It's like Iguodala, bro.
I would never forgive the NBA if they did not. If the Celtics win, fuck around, give it to
What
Steph
if,
Curry.
what
Give
if-
it to Steph Curry anyway. He's playing amazing.
What if Wiggins drops 40 plus the next 2 games?
If Andrew Wiggins drops 40 plus, I will become a Lakers fan. If Andrew Wiggins yes, Curry's getting MVP. We know this. If Andrew Wiggins drops 40 points at any point in the series, so in the next 2 or 3 games, I will become a Lakers fan next year. And that is not happening no matter what.
I got your jersey right here, so
I'll wear a Kobe jersey. You won't catch me wearing, and I'll wear a LeBron jersey. You won't catch me. I'm not wearing no Westbrook. I'm not wearing AD. I'm not wearing.
speaking of
Yes, y'all are bad. The Lakers are terrible.
Lakers are very bad.
Suck. Fucking poop.
They are very bad.
Disband the franchise. Bum ass.
Man, speaking of the Lakers, speaking of LeBron said that if he had to join a team, it'd be the Warriors.
I don't blame him. His favorite player is Steph Curry. Let it be known.
If
And it's Bronny's actually.
they win this year, LeBron got to opt out. He might kick a Disney to the side.
No, he won't. He'll probably never go Austin. Nah, I'm not rocking Austin Reeves. That's crazy. But no, LeBron. I think it gets weird because it depends if Bronny will be able to come straight out of high school. He will get drafted due to the LeBron leverage because we all know LeBron still's got a couple years in him. But after that, I want to know if Bryce starts to pop out. It's like, oh, will he stay a little bit longer to try to play Bryce? Like, I don't know.
The
longevity.
What I've learned, I think what he's trying to do is play. If the 18-year-old, if he get drafted 18, what I'll try to do is play with Bronny and against Bryce.
That would let us know he is a favorite child easily.
Nah.
But
You might like Bryce more for doing that.
going
Like
against them,
Yeah.
Bryce going to cook him for 15 and 10.
Bryce going to be next Steph Curry.
Over. There would just never be another Steph Curry. Even as the game goes, pool party ain't happening.
It's sad because Quinn Cook's better.
As the game goes on and we're getting more threes, no one will ever do it like Steph Curry. No one will ever do it on the efficiency. He shot 37% from 3. Mind you, that is elite. That is elite shooting.
How about Riley Curry, man?
And that is elite shooting. And that's a bad year for him. That is insane. No one's ever going to do it like him.
What if Steph Curry has a boy?
He does have a boy. I believe his name's Cannon, actually.
Man, that Cannon going to be shooting threes.
Yo, Paul. What?
He going to be Cannon off firing off threes.
I don't know 100% of his name's Cannon, but Steph Curry's son. Let's leave it at that. Let's not keep going.
Curry Jr.
Yeah, Lil Curry, something like that.
Del Curry's grandchild.
Doesn't matter. Do some
Steph Curry's nephew.
But Steph, one thing I wanted to touch on in this game, what was this sneaky adjustment that Udoka made on defense? Tatum is now guarding Draymond. That is the biggest waste of defensive potential I've ever seen. At least have him guarding Wiggins. And at least have him guarding Clay.
Put Al on Draymond.
Leave Draymond open.
You're not going to drive.
Let Rob rotate. Just let Draymond sit.
I'd love to see him do tonight is play man.
Yeah, we can do that. And look, everybody can switch. I'm still down with that. But we got
third quarter.
But we
should play man. They should really play man.
We can do that, but we got to step up on our screens. That's not okay to sit back on Clay. At least step up on Clay and Curry. You can sit back on Wiggins. You can sit back on Dre and Otto Porter and Iggy. You got to step up on the two. I don't care how bad Klay Thompson's playing. I still fear him as the second greatest shooter of all time.
To Ray Allen.
No, to Steph Curry.
No, I'm saying he's third to Ray Allen.
No, he's better than Ray Allen. Let's not get it twisted. Ray Allen never had 60 points on 11 dribbles.
Actually, he's not third to Ray Allen. He's third the lethal shooter.
God. Can we get Derek White with lethal shooter? My fucking God.
Imagine
but
Jason Tatum with lethal shooter.
I mean, his shot's good. He just might have a torn labrum. But
I think it's better.
But yeah, with that defensive thing, like, why are we wasting that? Like, we
shouldn't be
smart. Like, everyone in the starting lineup had a first team All NBA vote or on defense.
It's bad.
Why
waste it?
Yeah, like, why waste it? We've seen what Jason Tatum did to Kevin Durant. We've seen what he was capable of in his efforts against Jimmy Butler.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I think Tatum on Curry wouldn't be a bad move.
It's not. He struggles with the crafty ball handlers. In his couple defensive plays against Kyrie, he was a little rough. He can get beat off the dribble pretty fast, but I wouldn't mind it because Tatum
has a faster first step though.
But Curry still he'll give you the first step crossover and he's letting it fly.
Jaylen Brown on Steph Curry might be the move.
That's not the move. Historically, Jaylen Brown falls for a lot of pump fakes. So then that's Steph Curry's game. Pump fake, get you in the air, let it fly.
Trae Young.
And
let me jump into you for a foul.
That is an offensive foul in my eyes. But
I agree.
But and that's the worst thing. That is supposed to be an offensive foul, but no one calls it anymore. Literally, they called it for like the first week, and
they'll be sprinting down the court, stop, jack a three, and then someone be running to cover them. What are you not supposed to cover them?
I don't know, hit a spin move or something. But
what are you supposed to just stop and just get out of the way? Sorry, bud. Like, I'm playing defense.
Before we get out of here, thank you for tuning in. I'm still gonna be post game live with Parker. We're gonna be same everywhere. We're gonna be on his Twitter, FN Sports Twitter.
I will not be.
And before we get out of here, might not be able to go live again. So this could be the last live of the season.
Until football.
Yes. He had many live footballs. But
there will be
WNBA lives, don't sleep.
NHL final. Lightning came back, won 4 straight, reverse swept the Rangers.
That is insanely tough.
After winning, the Rangers said, "No, you're not going to Game 7. We're beating you in 6." But they're playing the Avalanche. They're playing Nathan McKinnon. This is NBA Final show. We're not going to talk much about hockey. We might talk a little bit about the NHL going forward.
Lightning of 5.
The Lightning are going to go win 3 straight NHL Stanley Cup Finals.
Wait, is it a best of 5 or a best of 7?
It's a best of 7. But they've won 3 the last 2.
Lightning of 5. Let's get it.
They are the best team in hockey.
That's my pick.
And they are essentially
Celtics to win games.
Where I'll end it is they are what the Warriors were during the 2010s. The latter half of 2010s.
So they had the second and third best players in the league.
No, they have like 4 top 15 players in the league.
That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
So do the Celtics and Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Marcus Smart, and Aaron Nesmith. So.
Very slept on topic. Hockey is the version of basketball, but on ice and with a puck.
What? What does that even mean?
It's 6-on-6 basketball, 5-on-5.
What's soccer, like 7-on-7?
11v11. It's like football.
Oh shit! So it's literally football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, we're gonna wrap up here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. You can find us Sidelines on Twitter, Sidelines on Instagram. If you're watching this, wherever you are, make sure y'all tune in to this Game 5. It's going to be a pivotal game, and Jason Tatum is going to let the world know he's a top 5 player on this planet.
And every time that Jason Tatum makes a 3, we will be dropping a shamrock on our Instagram. Just a shamrock picture. Just one emoji of a shamrock.
We're gonna do that. That'd be easier to do on Twitter.
We'll be
Want to do that? Yeah,
keeping track on Twitter.
Yeah, every time Jason Tatum makes a three, we'll send out a shamrock. If by the end of the night we only posted one, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
I don't want to do one for every time Curry does. We could end up having to post 15 of them, so that's not cool. But thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see y'all maybe in Game 7, maybe whatever. But
hey, Stu.
CJ can't guard me. I'm just
CJ's
going to end it there.
CJ's on a cruise.
He is on a cruise. He's on a cruise because we sent him to Cancun in the previous runs. So, yeah. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all go watch this game. It's going to start at 9, but not really. It's going to start like
9:15.
15, something like that. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in.